Welcome to adventure number 5 in the Legend of Drizzt adventure board game. I'm doing all of the adventures straight from the book. This is Betrayal in the Tunnel. The companions are traveling to Mithril Hall for the upcoming wedding of Wulfgar and Katie Bree, but not all is what it seems. One of you is actually the dreaded assassin Artemis Intrari, in disguise. So this is designed for 5 players, but there are optional rules for 3 or 4, so I'm doing 3. It makes more sense to me that Bruenor, Katie Bree, and Drizzt would be traveling together. Basically what you do is you draw tiles. You have the 5 tokens if there were 5 heroes. They're all randomly done like this. You take one tile and place it down on the assassin's card, and then the other 4 get placed whenever you get a triangle, a black triangle. And then you can flip them and eventually the assassin is revealed. Because there are 3 players instead of 5, if the revealed hero is in play, so if it's Drizzt, Katie Bree, or Bruenor, then they get replaced with the assassin figure. If it's not, then he gets put on the start tile and you just have to chase him down. So victory is when they defeat Artemis. Defeated if they can't get through, you know, if they die, if one of them dies. So 2 healing surges, each of them get a treasure item. So we'll start with Drizzt. He gets, that is a fortune card, so that needs to be shuffled back in. Herald Experience, that is another fortune card. Okay. Item, Flask of Oil. He always gets these flasks of oil and never uses them. Alright, now Katie Bree gets a Wand of Acid Arrows. That's a good one. And Bruenor gets a Spider Mask. Use when your hero is immobilized in the immobilization condition on your hero. Okay, that's a good one. These fortune cards need to be shuffled back into the deck. And otherwise, play is as per normal. And Artemis just gets played. If you're playing 5 people, then the person who he becomes the villain player. But in this case, he works with his AI. Alright, so I think, stack these up. I think we will start with Bruenor. His movement is 5. He has a notched axe. He has a clan battle hammer shield. He has a utility power where he can look at the top 2 tiles of the dungeon tile stack and he can put one of those tiles on the bottom. You can do that and you have to flip it over. He does have a lucky hit where he can re-roll a die and then have to flip it over. And then he has his Power Strike card, which basically he can use it 3 times, and each time your hero hits an adjacent monster you can remove 1 Power Strike token, and if you do, the attack deals an extra damage. And when you've done 3, you have to flip it over. His at-will power is Notched Axe, so once during each of your hero phases, if this attack misses, you can use this power against a different adjacent monster. And his kind of special thing is his Headbutt. At the end of your hero phase, you can take 1 damage to deal 1 damage to an adjacent monster. And he has 10 hit points. And then his Clan Battlehammer Shield, while your stance token is on this, he is +2 bonus to his armor class. That's his only one with a stance token, so that's where it will stay. So those are all the new things with Bruenor. I just need to get his hit points out. He's going 5. How should I start them? Okay, you know what? Drizzt is the fastest, then Katie Bree, and then Bruenor. So he's going to go first. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he will explore. And there is a tile, a hero goes on it. So as soon as a hero goes into there, they can actually flip it and look and see who it's not. Alright, so he'll draw his monster. It is a spider swarm, goes in front of him. Oh, gotta put all the monsters away. Spider swarm goes here. He does have an encounter. Event, pursuit. Place a new monster on the start tile. A new monster on the start tile. Okay. A hunting drake. So that gets added to him as well. And now it's time for the monsters to act. So the spiders, if the spider swarm is within one tile of a hero, it moves to the closest hero and attacks it, causing poison. So Bruner is actually an armor class 18, and a 1 is not going to hit. And now the hunting drake moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks it. So that would be Drizzt, and he attacks Drizzt, and of course he hits Drizzt. He's not had a chance to get Twinkle activated. Alright, and that is Bruner's turn. Now we are going to use Katie Bree. She will attack the Drake with her Following Hail stance, which is a +4. 17, she kills it. She gets a treasure. Follow through, play immediately. Deal 1 damage to 1 monster on your hero's tile. Well, there aren't any, so that was a wasted treasure. And now she will move and reveal a tile and a monster. A goblin cutter. Seen these lots. No encounter. This is kind of weird, wanting encounters, but it is what it is. So the goblin cutter will attack with a crude dagger. And he hits, so she loses a hit point. And let's see, Drake is into Bruner's experience pile. Alright, so now comes Drizzt. So he's going to move right here next to the swarm. He's going to attack it with Twinkle. 18, he hits, which means he kills it. He gets a treasure. Scrimshaw Charm. Use after any die roll to re-roll it. There's a good one. And then he's going to use his move. And he's going to pull another tile. And again, it is not one we want, but let's get a monster. Hunting Party. Draw 2 more monster cards and play them both. Hunting Party. 2 more monsters. Goblin Archer and a Feral Troll. Okay, Goblin Archer goes here, and a Feral Troll. So Feral Troll has an armor class of 12, hit points of 4. How do I fit him here? Okay, he's going to go here, and he'll go here. If he's within 1 tile of a hero, he moves and attacks after this, pass it to the player on the right, so it goes to Bruner. Oh no, this is just going to roll right. He's going to activate every turn. The feral troll regains all lost hit points and moves. Oh, if he's not within 1, he regains all his hit points and moves 1 tile. So his damage is actually 3, and he moves the hero 2 tiles. Okay, well, there's no encounter. I guess. Does the goblin go first? I drew the goblin first, so he goes first. And he misses with that 6. The feral troll moves adjacent. He attacks Drizzt. And of course he hits. So that's 2 damage because he soaks up 1. And Drizzt moves 2. 1, 2 tiles. And after that, he, let's see, pass this card to your right, so he now belongs to Bruner. This is a bad thing. And that is that turn. Now it is Bruner's turn. He's going to move where he can attack the troll. Okay, so it is not Wolfgar. Alright, so Bruner, he attacks, and he hits for 1 damage. He did not explore, however, so we do get an encounter. Fall through the cracks. Remove your hero from play. At the start of your next hero phase, place your hero on any square of the start tile. While your hero is out of play, you do not draw encounter cards for any reason. Great. Okay, so he is now out of play. He's going to end up in the start, which means the spider swarm is gone. The hunting drake is gone. Alright, so the only one that activates is now the troll. So he attacks Kate Bree. And he hits 14. Does she have anything that can help her? Nothing. Okay. So she gets knocked back. Well, she can only go back 1 tile because that's as far as you can go. She loses 3 hit points. Ooh, this is bad. This is getting bad. Okay. Now it's actually Kate Bree's turn. And the feral troll moves to Katie Bree. So she is now going to... I think she's going to use her wand of acid arrow instead in lieu of an attack to do 2 more damage to the troll. So that's 3 damage. And then that card gets flipped, and then she is going to move. Oh, I hate to do this. If the troll is more... We've got to keep somebody within 1 tile or we lose all those hit points. So, she's just going to move here so that she's 1 tile away. Or wait a minute, let's see. 4, 5, 6. Is that within her moves? She can move 6. So this is terrible, but she's going to move here so she can explore. And stay within 1 tile. She's going to get attacked, but we're going to get an encounter, but we get to put the next hero down. And the encounter is Cunning Disguise. Place a new monster on your hero's tile and then place your hero on any square of the start tile. Oof, I forgot to place a monster. So a Drow duelist needs to come here. So what was that again? Place a new monster in your hero's tile. So a Goblin Archer. And move the hero on any square of the start tile. Oh, man. Which means now lots of creatures activate. This Goblin Cutter goes first and will attack Drizzt and hits. So that's a hit point. And then next is the Troll. If he is within one tile, he is not within one tile, so he regains all his lost hit points and moves one tile towards the hero with the fewest hit points. So we're back to nothing. Okay. He moves one tile. The the Drow Duelist, he moves one tile closer. And the Goblin Archer, he can't attack, so he's got to move one tile closer. And that is the end, and now the Feral Troll moves to Drizzt again. Back to Drizzt. Okay, so Drizzt goes. Okay, he is going to move. Then he's going to attack with Twinkle. And he hits, so that's one hit point back. And then he's going to attack with Icing Death. And it hits for 2 more, so we're back to where we were at least. And then we're going to have to draw an encounter because Stale Air, attack each hero. Alright, so we attack Drizzt and he gets hit. Katie Bree is a miss. And Bruno is out of play. So now this Goblin Archer, he can't shoot diagonally, so he's going to come here. And now the Troll will attack. 12, he hits, so 2 more damage. And he gets bumped 2, so we'll go 1, 2. We can at least flip the hero card. Oh, so it's not Drizzt either. And then that is the end of Drizzt's turn. So now Bruner gets to come back. And he is going to have to move here to attack. He has to attack Troll. It's a 12 plus his 7 is 19, so that is enough to kill the Troll. Holy smokes. But he didn't explore, so we've got to do an encounter. Goblin Snare. Place the Goblin Snare marker on your hero's tile. If that tile already has a marker, discard this card and draw a new encounter card. Trigger the trap during your villain phase. Attack each hero on this trap's tile. Okay, well, we're getting ready to go into the villain phase. Oh, does he have any? He has no monsters that he controls, so it's an attack plus 2. So that is a 9, 10, 11. It does not get to Bruenor, so it doesn't do anything. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Alright, so now it becomes Kate Bree's turn, because all these guys are going to activate, except one Goblin Archer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, she's going to move to here. Can she shoot anything? She's going to shoot first. Oh, she can't shoot because she's next. So she can't shoot because she's next to the goblin. So what she's actually going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then she's going to do another move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that way she can explore. She can't shoot anyway. Ah. Okay. When I don't want them, I get black triangles every time. Now that I do, I'm not getting them at all. So we'll place another monster. A spider swarm. And now we have to activate. Okay, the cutter will attack Brunar. That's a, ooh, that hits. So Brunar takes a damage. Then next would come the duelist. So he will attack Drizzt with a pair of slashing blades. So he attacks twice. First one misses. Second one misses. All right. Had that been Katie Bree, they would have hit. And now the archer. So the archer will shoot at Drizzt. 10 plus, what is his, plus a 7 is a 17, so he does. And that actually takes Drizzt down. He's got to use a healing surge. So he's back to 4 hit points. And they lost a healing surge. And that is the end of... Oh no, and then the swarm comes to attack Katie Bree. And it hits, so she is poisoned. Alright, so now Drizzt's turn. He's going to attack the duelist with Twinkle. F does not, and he misses. And the duelist has 1 hit point, so he will attack again. 18 is enough to kill the duelist. Alright. Duelist is down. And now he can move. Oh, he can't get... Oh, you can move through heroes, but you can't let step on them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he will explore. Ugh. So monster. Stalagmite. Do not place a monster. That is very good news. And no encounter. And this goblin archer is the only one, so he will fire at Brunar. That's a 12 plus his 7 is a 19, which is more than Brunar's 18, so he loses a hit point. That, oh, and a treasure for Drizzt. Play immediately. Move 1 monster 1 tile in any direction. I think I'm going to move him 1 tile that way. And that is Drizzt's turn. So now we are back to Brunar. Brunar is going to attack this goblin. He kills the goblin. He gets a treasure. Sorry about that, got a phone call. So Brunar had just pulled his treasure card. Used during your hero phase, a potion of healing. Your hero or one adjacent hero regains 2 hit points. That probably come in pretty handy. Now he can move. His move is 5. So I think to keep the game progressing, He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And check this tile. Oh, and it is another white triangle. So when he draws a water elemental, he doesn't get an encounter, but the water elemental will move to his tile and attack. And it is his wave attack. And he hits, so Bruner loses a hit point. And that is that turn. Now we move over to Katie Bree, who she is going to attack with Tumorl. I think she's going... Oh, first she takes a hit point because she's poisoned. And she's going to attack that swarm. She hits it, which kills it. Which gives her a treasure. Reroll any die roll. That's a good one. A Scrimshaw Charm. And now she can move, so she's just going to move right here. Get another tile. And it is another not black tile. We cannot figure out who the assassin is. She'll draw a monster, a water elemental. She doesn't have to do an encounter, but the water elemental will now move. She is here, so it's here. And now it will attack with its slam. Oh, but she does lose her poisoned because she rolled over a 10. And he takes her last hit point, and she uses the healing surge. And now she is back to 3 hit points. This is not going to end well, I do believe. And that is the end of her turn. So now we are back to Drizzt, who... We've got to... His move is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 7. I don't want to get him getting too far away. So he gets an extra attack. Does he who? Just a goblin archer. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. She also has the goblin archer. Cutter's gone. Spider Swarmer's gone. Goblin archer would have shot at her as well. Oh, well, she was dead, so I guess he couldn't shoot at anybody else, which means... Actually, he was supposed to go first. But I guess it doesn't matter. He'll just move 1. Now, because she's down. So she actually would not have used her surge yet. So he would have moved 1 towards the nearest. Ooh. And that nearest one is Drizzt, so he would move here. And she's not around until her next hero phase, in which time she would do the surge. So now it's Drizzt's turn. And he is going to... Water Elemental has 2. Twinkle is already set, so I'm going to have to bring him back towards the start, I think. He's going to come here, and he is going to attack the Water Elemental with Icing Death. That's a 9, that's a 15. So he does do 1 damage to it. The question is, he's going to do 1 damage. He's just going to have to keep moving now. Because we have to... Okay, so finally, we get another one. Hero. And he draws a monster. And it is another Drow duelist. And we get an encounter. Force trap. Place the force trap marker on your hero's tile. Trigger the trap during the villain phase. Each hero within 1 tile of this trap takes 1 damage and moves 1 tile in the direction of that hero's tile arrow. Okay, well, we're starting the villain phase, so he takes 1 hit point and moves 1 tile this way, so he's right back with the water elemental. And now the monsters go. So his archer will attack him and misses. And then the Drow duelist moves 1 tile closer to the hero. That might not have been a horrible thing. So we've gotten 3. Okay. So now it's Brunor's turn. Starting to head this direction, so I'm going to go this way with the map. Brunor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as he can go. He'll pull a tile. Okay, so all 4 are now on the map. So either we flip both of these, we'll find out who, or if we get a 5th black arrow, we find out who. I think we might just go for the 5th arrow. And does he have any kind of... He doesn't have... Yeah, so that's just the end of his turn. Except this water elemental then moves here and then attacks. That's the only monster in his pile. And it misses. So that's good. So now we're at Kate Bree. She uses the last healing surge to stand back up. And you know what? She is going to move 1, 2, 3. This gets flipped. It's not Brunor. 4. So she can explore, but that's her move. Now she'll attack. And he has... How many hit points does he have? He only has 1 hit point, so she will attack. She's going to use her Falling Hail Stance. Ooh, that's a 3 plus her 4 is a 7. So 13. What is his? He's 16, so she misses. Oh, do I go ahead? No, I'm not going to bother. I need to save that reroll. So she gets her exploration up. And so now, because we got this one, I think we get a monster. So when we flip this over, we have to reveal who it is. And it is Katie Bree. So Katie Bree is now Artemis and Cherry. Katie is not here. The magical disguise fades away. Artemis draws his weapons and strikes. So he is fighting against the rest of the heroes as a villainous hero. He treats the other heroes as monsters. And he just plays basically until he either eliminates these 2 heroes or he is eliminated. Because we're on the 3 or 4 player, when the heroes lose the adventure, if any hero has 0 hit points at the start of his or her turn, and there are no surge tokens left. Okay, so he activates, unlike for this scenario, he actually acts like a villain, but he can be attacked by other monsters. So he's treated by the monsters like a hero, but he acts in each person's villain phase. So we need to pull him up, pull his card out. Sorry, so he does replace. So if he had been a character not in play, he would have acted as a villain, like his villain card. But because Katie Bree was in play, he now acts in her turn instead. So, and is treated like a hero by monsters in the dungeon. So can be trapped in all those other kinds of things. So his turn is actually now over. I don't think you would draw a monster card based on this. No, maybe you would. So moved. Yep, explored. So we'd get a monster. So now it's another Goblin Archer. And an encounter. Arrow volley. Choose one hero, attack each hero and each monster on that hero's tile. Well, I'll choose Artemis. And there are no monsters on that tile. So it's just one attack on him. And that's a 5 plus a 7 is a 12. I'm sure that doesn't get him. No, he's armor class 15. And now monsters act in the order that they were done. So we have this Goblin Archer who will attack Drizzt. It's 18, so hits him. Now the... What else did... Who else? Oh, she's got the Water Elemental. So he now attacks Drizzt and misses. And now this Goblin Archer would attack in Contrary. A 20 hits, so there's another hit point gone. Or a hit point gone. And he starts with 8, so he's got 7. One, two, three, four. Okay. And that's the end of his turn, and now it is Drizzt's turn. So he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he will attack with Icing Death. But let me see if he has any anything he might want to use. He's got a diary roll, a flask. Nope. That's an 11 plus his 7 is an 18, so that's another hit point gone. And then he will attack again with his extra attack. That is a 19, so that counts, that takes 2 damage. But he didn't explore anything, so now we have an encounter. Ancient Device. Choose one hero and attack each hero and each monster on that hero's tile. Drizzt is down to 2, so you know what? We're going to pick Brunor. So we'll attack Brunor. A 10, 17, and his is 18, so no, it doesn't hit. And now the Water Elemental does cause a damage to the Water Elemental. And that is the end of Drizzt's turn. So now it's Brunor's turn. And he can only move 5, but he can move twice. Ooh, and he's got to come all the way around here. This is not... So he's just going to move to here, and he's going to attack the Water Elemental. Oh, that's an 8. Plus his 7 is a 15. Actually, that is enough to kill the Water Elemental. It's just gonna, I don't know that he is going to make it over there in time. I'm hoping that a treasure will help. Bracers of the Blinding Strike. Use after using an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. This ability can be used once per hero phase. Use an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. So, okay. So I guess that would give him an extra attack. But it doesn't matter because he's done now. I guess we have to do an encounter since he didn't explore anything. So he takes a damage from the Curse of Lolth. Okay. Now it becomes Artemis's turn. So he's going to attack Drizzt. Misses. He's going to, instead of moving, he's going to do a second. No, you can't do a second attack. That's only Drizzt. So now he can move. There's no point in him moving. Okay, I think he's done, but we have to draw an encounter because he didn't explore anything. The hero's sacrifice. You can choose to cave in a section of the roof. If you do, each hero and monster on your hero's tile takes 3 damage. If you don't, your hero takes 1 damage. You know, I think if I were him, I would cave my roof in because that takes Artemis down to 1, and Drizzt now is knocked out, and his hero turn is next. But we do have some attacks, so if the monsters can kill Artemis, the heroes will win on a technicality. If they can't, then Artemis wins. First is the Goblin Archer, who will attack. And 6, he misses. Next is this Water Elemental. He just moves 1 closer. And the Goblin Archer is within 2 tiles, so he will attack. A 17, he hits. So he is now dead before Drizzt's turn. So I guess they win on a technicality, because the rules as written state victory. The heroes win the adventure when they defeat Artemis and Trary. Defeat. The heroes lose if any hero has 0 hit points at the start of his or her turn and there are no healing surge tokens remaining. So it is not the start of Drizzt's turn yet, so technically they win. Really cheap win, but if it hadn't been for that troll, they probably would have done a lot better. But that is the end of adventure number 5. Pretty much everybody died, and Katie Bree was never there to begin with. So with that said, we will come back for adventure number 6. And that will be Starless Night. Captured in the drow city of Menzaberranzan, Drizzt and Katie Bree are forced into an uncertain alliance with a dreaded enemy. So after all of this, I guess Drizzt and Trary get back up, and now they hang out. So I will see you at the start of the next adventure.